Mm-hmm.
Talking about the Astral Sea.
Yeah. What's your Tuesday game doing?
They're doing an old school OSR. They're in the lands of Blackmoor. And they're playing DC 20 right now.
Tell me a little bit about that, because as much as I want to be more involved in the lore of actual D&D, I don't know what books to start with.
Blackmoor is the very first campaign ever written by Arneson. It's the first like real world campaign that was used back in the late 60s, early 70s. But as an homage, I took the lore of Blackmoor on the world of Mystara, made it a generic world or a generic place that's not really important. It's the adventure that matters. And it's basically about retaking the past of a keep called Blackmoor that will give the hereditary title back to the family, and then they can bring their land back into, flourishing or whatever. So it's a very kind of overland delve where they're trekking through a dangerous place, eventually to get to the keep, eventually delving into the keep and then discovering its secrets. But it's meant to be a short-term campaign. It's only meant to be about 10 sessions.
And I think we're in 3, 4.
You're about to do 4. Yeah. Next Tuesday.
He's having a hard time getting here because of the fires?
Fires having a hard time being Ivar.
Well, no, he plays in my Baldur's Gate game on Monday nights now.
Do you play the game, like the video game,
No,
or are you playing?
No, it's one of the campaigns.
It's hard to tell these days because they have the multiplayer option there. Okay. Well, I personally like the idea of, starting off with little mini quests that people send us on. I like things like that. That's always fun.
I was toying with the idea of an anthology.
What do you mean by anthology?
Playing where Acquisitions Incorporated felt too short. I was thinking of something where you play your character for 15 sessions or within the confines of the story of the anthology. But when they're done and you build new characters, there's a tie-in.
Okay.
So maybe when they wrap up their adventures at a particular tavern, 50 years goes by, and your new characters have a tie-in to those ones that wrapped up their adventure.
I like that.
Or maybe their weapons are the tie-in. Your new characters inherit these weapons through their family lineage that is actually tied to your previous characters.
Do we start at level 1 again? But now we have a super weapon.
No, not in that sense. No.
I would like to give my child the
I really
stone
want to
gauntlets.
Honestly, I want to focus on campaigns that hover between level 1 and like level 1 through 7.
Okay.
I feel like they're the most fun. There's a lot to do. You can still learn a lot about your character's growth. Anything beyond level 10, I think, gets a little bit too.
It's harder to build scarier monsters that doesn't feel like
that's
they're fighting
easy.
gods.
It just.
Who's got scarier monsters?
Yeah,
I don't want to fight a Tarrasque.
I'm more concerned about the creativity side of things. Like your characters get less interesting
because they can just solve things with big, powerful magic.
Right. I can't open this trap. I'll just fucking nuke it with a fireball.
I mean,
that's boring. It's just boring. It gets boring after a while.
That is how I nearly killed everybody once.
Yeah.
Not with a fireball, but with that guardian spirit of the cleric has. I cast it while I couldn't see in darkness. You can't.
Well, that was pretty silly.
I didn't. It was my first time playing that spell. I didn't realize I actually had to see people, even though it says it clearly
in the spell.
Yeah, it was my first game. It was my very first. Okay. Anyways.
By the way, that's not where your microphone belongs, Rach.
Bring it closer. Talk into it.
Exactly.
We gotta talk into
exactly.
It. We must let everybody know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the whole
Okay, everybody. I want you to know something.
Listen to our test session we did that night. Huge difference in the audio quality. Huge.
Well, yeah, because not everybody looking up when they're talking. We have a tendency to look down.
None of you have my voice. Not a single person has my Irish voice. So no one talks as well as I do.
He means it's loud. He doesn't mean it's
loud. Loud and well, I'll be honest.
Aw.
Hi, I'm an Irish Viking and I talk loud as shit.
There we go.
Congratulations. I can talk loud if I want to. I just happen to be playing quiet characters. Thank you.
Lies and
So
miscreants.
you can just say, my character quietly says,
That doesn't get. I'm a method actor.
You're so full of crap.
You can. Can you not honestly tell a difference between the characters?
Pre-order the player's handbook in digital format,
Mhm.
and you have a master tier license. You have access to it now.
Is the master the one where you share with everybody?
Master tier is basically designed for DMs. It gives you all access to everything.
Yeah.
Whereas the regular one gives you 5 character slots and
Well,
limited access.
I think I have the master one too. It's where you can share your content with
Does it
everybody.
cost you $4.99 a month?
It cost me more than that, I think.
No, there's $2.99 and $4.99.
Oh, maybe it is then, because like there's like the basic one you don't pay anything. There's the next tier where you can make as many characters as you want.
No.
Did they change it?
No, it's never been that way.
Because I had the subscription that you.
There's free.
Mhm.
And that's just creating your account.
Uh-huh.
Then there's $2.99, which limits you to 5 character creations.
Oh, that's changed.
And then it hasn't really. And then the master tier is create as much as you want and share up to 5 campaign
So
sets.
back when you were doing the one shots all the time,
Mhm.
I had the very basic and I wasn't paying anything, and I could have up to 5 characters at a time. And then I decided I was going to keep making these characters. I should probably start doing
maybe
it.
I am thinking of the basic then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, basic is only 5 slots. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I've got them backwards.
Yeah, and then the first tier was
Mm-hmm.
you can make as many characters as you want, but you can share your content. And then the master one was you can share your content with everybody who is not part of your campaign. No. And I have that one, I think, because I want people to have access to the books that I paid too much for. But yeah, so I could probably get it then because I have that. I have been holding off.
So Evan, Bella, Thea, and Arena. Everybody's in the new chat. Got the link.
Mhm.
Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. We have not been on Monday for a while.
Don't
Took
you
a bit of a hiatus after the first Monday game killed the navigator, and the campaign concluded with failure.
I think we succeeded.
we died.
No, because they found your bodies in the other campaign.
We died.
No, they found our clones' bodies. We escaped. That is how I'm going to see it. There was a lot of clones.
That could be fair.
Mm-mm.
It could be fair.
Mm-mm.
There were so many clones.
No, there were a lot.
The only issue with that is we found the primordial stone.
Well, we got home without it. That was the sacrifice. We had to leave it behind.
We wouldn't have
Did
been able
you
to power the
send
ship without it.
We didn't need the ship. We used
It's
love
in the Discord.
and friendship.
We will use love and
Go to the Monday night Discord. It should be in there.
I have lots of faith in us. So, do you think our campaign will be on a coast? Because if we're going to be on a coast, that could make sense that my pirate would be there.
Well-
Well, at least to start with, anyways. I don't know.
So I've got a fun campaign idea.
Okay.
It's a bit of a throwback. I've been having some fun going back to the old stuff. They've redone Keep on the Borderlands, which was the very first one I did when I was 9 years old. Was Keep on the Borderlands.
it was back when dinosaurs were on the planet.
Yes.
Please tell me, did tree rexes actually look like giant chickens?
Yes. They had more feathers and were far more colorful than the meager representation that they get now.
Man, I've I'm jealous of.
Velociraptors were bigger than what they say they are, right?
Oh yeah, they were like 800 feet tall.
Oh
So that's all
god.
good.
I'm so
Um,
glad.
And this whole thing about Zoic and Cenozoic, Mesozoic, Paleozoic, that's all bullshit.
Okay.
The dinosaurs were around for about a week, and then lawyers came out of the sea, and genies brought everything into existence. So it's all bullshit. I was there. The Earth is actually only 2 weeks old.
Everything else, everything you know is a lie. It was a dream that you dreamt up when you woke up this morning.
The world is a matrix. The world is a matrix.
And there's nothing you can do to prove me wrong.
So I think I have a pretty decent campaign idea. There'll be a lot of fun, especially at level 1. However, where it's set can be set anywhere.
Okay.
So we can set it in Exandria. We can set it in Faerun, on Toril. We can even set it in a fictional world if we want to. It's more about just you guys playing the idea of the anthology. And the reason why I thought Keep on the Borderlands would be a fun anthology for everyone, because it's a progressive place. Like, it's this place where this ancient keep has been built to establish the peace between the outcome after a great war. And it's got a small village attached to it. And there's this great caravan route that runs east-west. And it's a generational hand-me-down. Like, it's easy for you guys to kind of exist there as your characters. And then your characters wrap up whatever they were doing. Either they die or they move on to another part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's the anthology. That place is the tie-in. So something about what your characters originally did there ties in your new characters. So maybe it's a house that's there, or maybe it's an organization. I want to get less acquisitions incorporated and get more time dilation through the anthology.
Or it's 300 children because I'm a
Love, Death, Robots. Right? That's kind of the vibe I was going for with the new 2024 rules. And yes, we'll be exclusively playing Dungeons and Dragons 2024 rule set, their normal action economy, because we have a DC 20 game already on Tuesday. We'll stick with the traditional economy. However, we will come up with some fun homebrew parodies to kind of keep it interesting.
All those sections of cantrips.
Yes, we will keep that.
All cantrips are bonus.
Yes, all cantrips are bonus.
I know absolutely nothing, so I'm just gonna say yes to everything.
Yes,
That means if you're a warlock, that's Eldritch Blast with bonus action.
Amazing.
Which,
Except, of course, I'm going to be playing a paladin. So
I don't mean.
what?
I've played a warlock before, and I don't have a lot of fun with it.
Like,
so
Controversial.
yeah, I'm gonna go into the sources.
shut up, my paladin.
I think we've decided.
Roll for it. If you get one,
Well,
then yes.
let's do the traditional overview.
Okay.
So, D&D is a story that is unfolding around your character. Now, being a newer player, normally you'd be involved in a campaign that would go by something called Rails. So, for example, a lot of third-person shooter games, they're cool, but you're kind of always linear. You're following that linear path.
Yeah.
Whereas in GTA 5, you have this big world that you can play in. So we're in a big world. It's a dynamic world. It doesn't remain static. Everything you do has consequence to your choices.
Yeah, we have done that. We have completely skipped what we were supposed to do and ended the world. And had to try and go back and save it. And we failed gloriously by stopping the pilot.
I didn't do it. I was on the other side of the room.
That was a guilty one. Right?
Of course it would be
I
you.
wasn't the only one. My mom did it too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was gonna
Great.
We didn't know what was going on. There was a lot of bad things
There's
going
a
on. With the...
lot of bad things going on. And the bad guys looked exactly like the pilot.
All I think of in that instance is multiple Jackie Chans just going bad day, bad day, bad day, bad day.
Except
And-
all of them are bad guys except one.
The game itself is easy to get your hands into because there's really 2 times that you do anything in the world. There's encounters and everything else. Encounters can be combat, They can be persuasion, they can be diplomatic, they can be escape, they can be pursuit. And once you're in an encounter, we use a little bit more of the rule sets to kind of resolve those situations. Otherwise, everywhere else in the world, if you're tracking someone through a forest, you make a survival check. You roll that survival roll, add your modifier to it, and if that roll plus your modifier exceeds the difficulty check, then success. What I do a little bit differently is success and failure are on a sliding scale. So if the DC was an 18 and you roll a 16, it's not a success, but it's not a failure. You get a little bit of something. If the DC is a 19 and you roll a 1, you get a whole lot of nothing. In fact, you may learn something that's false because you rolled so poorly.
Oh, God.
So that way, there's risk involved. Combat encounters are a little bit more mechanically driven, but you could always use your imagination to express what you're trying to do, and then I can use the rules to help you determine that expression to a certain degree. Best way to think about D&D is circumstance and condition. You get into a circumstance, the outcome of that circumstance is a condition. And if you look at it in those like two ways, it's really easy to kind of understand that there's rules that give you guidelines. But for the most part, this game is all about your imagination and all about what you want to accomplish and what you want to do as a character. But I will remind everybody, it's a group effort. All right? It's still a group co-op game. You could be edgy, you could be goth boy, or
I'd be standing in the corner waiting for someone to talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit edgy, a little bit kind of,
Have you no honor?
off
Won't
the
you
rails.
honor the code?
But the
the
intent
code
is still
be
to
more
try to
like
work together and resolve and get to whatever that end is, right? Now, if we go the anthology route,
It's why I like this kind of game. I like cooperative.
if we go the anthology route, all we're really creating is connection between each set of characters that you roll into.
It'll give me an opportunity to play a lot of different characters. It'll be fun.
That was the other reason why I wanted to go the anthology route, because sometimes it could be a little overwhelming to play a paladin for 50 sessions. It would be kind of fun to all right, I got a paladin up to level 7. I like it. I like the flavor of it, but I want to try something else.
I'm going
I
to
played
have
a
to buy
trade for
more
2
bugbears.
Are you just going to, is your core race going to be bugbears? That's pretty creepy.
I played a carnivorous
Did
tree
you
for
find the
2
link,
years.
Rach?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Everything okay?
I'm always halfway.
She's already plotting our demise.
You need an energy drink? I have one. I don't know.
No, I shouldn't be saying too much because I'm eating when they close here. Gotcha.
That just means that we need to stay away from
She's
the
got peanut juice for you.
Peanut juice. Oh, that's
It's made with peanuts, cashews, almonds, and walnuts.
You can keep it in here if you want. Keep it cold. I drink them all the time. I had one on the way here. I just brought this as a backup.
So, the way the rules are bifurcated now. There's legacy rules, which stipulate the rules from 2014, and there's core rules, which stipulate the rules from 2024. In between those two, they have expanded rules. Those are the rules that were not included in core or left behind as legacy. So, like Tasha's Cauldron,
Those are
that
still
book is an expanded book. It's still usable and fine. Honestly, 2014 and 2024 rules are mostly interchangeable. I think the only time you get into trouble is when you look at the spells and the changes in the spells and the availability of the spells.
sour.
But the other big change with 2024 is there's no longer a species advantage. The species is just your physical characteristic. That's it. You have now choices of hundreds of backgrounds, and your backgrounds are what determine your advantages.
I'll have to
Increases
look at
in
that.
attributes and stuff like that.
I built a character last night, not using your thing, obviously, with the book. And I built the herring, and it still had its things like
That's because you didn't do it in 2024.
it still had those things in it. So is that just not exist anymore?
So everybody go to your character creation page. We're going to create brand new characters right now so we can walk through this.
Yeah.
So it's important.
I think I might go a magic type thing. I'll save Bunny for later.
So you know how you get to your home page, right? I'll do it along with everybody because I'm fucking weird like that.
Ew.
I am weird.
Do we want to have optional class features and customized origin?
Give me a minute.
You get one.
Killer. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you click the link that he gave you?
Okay.
Should bring you right to it.
You want
So I
to
really-
take out legacy?
So here's what we're going to do. Let me go to create a character, and then everyone can follow these parameters. So when you go to standard build, you start building the standard build. I know some of you are on your phones, so it's going to look a little different.
You're
But
supposed to be able to create a character.
under the home page, you're going to turn off homebrew. Yep. You're going to turn off legacy.
Alright.
On the phone, it's not giving me that option.
Yeah, she clicked the link and it's not bringing up the ability to create a new character. It's weird.
So when you click the link,
Show.
what does it say?
Show
It just shows me this. It shows me all the. It shows Meriwether's already in the campaign. That's what.
So tap on Meriwether.
Well, that's not a phone problem. That's a
Maybe you should
User problem.
just go to your character then, if you already have her in there.
okay, Monday Night Adventures.
I am the problem.
No, you're not the problem.
You're a
Also-
beautiful problem.
We're all the problem. Don't be greedy.
Speak for yourself.
No, typically it's me.
No, no, that
Well,
tracks.
you know what? I don't know how to fix this because I've noticed.
Maybe if it's already in there, she can go to her character. In
No, it's supposed to give her an option that says select the character
Mhm.
and then join with this character.
Uh-huh.
Are you signed in under your own D&D Beyond account?
But I clicked the link, but it went to you because I got when I clicked on your
When you
link.
click on her character, does it?
It doesn't. No, nothing's active.
Highlight it up.
No, nothing's clickable. It's just a frozen screen.
Oh, are
Weird.
you in the app or are you on the page it took you to in your web browser?
I'm on web browser, but I'm also linked already in it.
Yeah.
I
So
don't have a
it might.
D&D
It could be
Beyond
her phone. I don't know.
app.
Could be her phone.
I don't like the app. I just go to a webpage.
Yeah, I usually use the webpage. So, for those of you that we'll get to Rachel in a sec, but for everyone else on the homepage, you're going to turn off Homebrew and you're going to turn off Legacy.
What's the name of the character campaign?
Monday Night Adventures.
Adventure!
Well, I figured if we do the anthology, keep it simple that way. And then I'll post more information as we go.
Like the time we no.
Then in the partnered content,
Okay, just want to state, it did not let you do it because it's already in the campaign. So you can't add it to the campaign because you were already in the campaign.
That's what I thought. I was like,
So I
Meriwether's
went to
already.
the character, went to the campaign.
so if you want, you can go to Meriwether, go to the
I
homepage,
already did.
and,
She did it
now
for
you
you.
can update the settings.
Okay.
All right. So,
Take off homebrew and take off legacy.
yes. So for the first part, which is the sources, take off Homebrew, take off Legacy.
Okay.
Partnered content, take everything off but Critical Role.
Oh, that's the first one I clicked on. Okay.
All the other ones are off.
Man.
Dice rolling can be enabled.
Okay.
We're going to keep off optional class features and customize your origin. We're going to keep those off.
Okay.
That way we have the full 2024 core rule set experience.
Got it.
Advancement is going to remain milestone. Hit point type is manual. So click manual and it'll ask you to update.
Confirm it.
Use prerequisites, so feats and multi-class requirements should be on. Show level scaled spells, that should be on. We're going to use encumbrance,
Mhm.
but we're going to ignore coin weight.
Those are all selected already.
Yeah, but the last two are up to you. Whatever you want to pick. Whether you want it to, how you want your display to be, or how you want your character privacy to be. Keep in mind, if character privacy is set to campaign only, other members in your campaign will be able to see it.
I want you all to know I'm going to be
There's
super
private and public. If you set it public, anyone has access to it visually.
What's the difference between modify?
which is helpful if we're not here.
Your score appears on top, your modifier on the bottom. So you know on the ability scores,
Yeah.
it's just how your scores appear. It's just a visual reference. We don't need to pick a character name yet, so we're gonna go to.
Bill says, "Love the new microphones. They sound great."
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Bill.
And they're not new microphones; they've been
Thank you,
lowered
Bill.
to the level of those that normally don't speak very well.
I don't know what you're talking about. Willow was the epitome of, of speaking loud.
What was the epitome of getting kidnapped and forcing people into situations they didn't want to get into?
Oh, that sounds like a great
She was
time.
naive. What can I do?
Be less naive.
I was playing to my character.
Yeah, but your character never learned from her naivete.
She was a tree. What do you expect from a
that's true.
block of wood?
She was a tree.
Be less community and be more heavy.
To learn from her experience.
She was a block of wood.
I still expected her to
Plankton. Why aren't you learning more?
It's pretty funny. I liked it. And yet she found parks offensive.
Of course they're offensive.
Cultural. What did she
They're
call them?
not
Cultural. She called them cultural appropriation. So now you're going to go to abilities. We're going to start with abilities. This is
Okay.
the one thing I'm not thrilled about with D&D Beyond.
They changed the order, yeah.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they
needed
did
to.
because it threw us into class first. I'm
Yeah.
nowhere near abilities. Abilities is the
No,
fourth
what I'm
page.
saying is it's been like that for 10 years.
It was
Oh.
species, or it was
No, it's always been this way on here. It's always been home, class, background, species, abilities, equipment. What's next? Species used to be race.
Yeah, but race was before class before.
I don't think
It
so.
was. I even read it in the thing that.
Anyways. Oh, yeah, okay.
Anyways.
Anyways, I always felt it should have been home, abilities, then species, right?
But isn't
Then background,
The-
and then pick your class last because all your other stuff is filtered and ready for you to kind of focus in on what class it all makes sense to.
And after you know what your roles, you know what you want to play because you roll really badly. It's like, well, I guess I'm playing that guy.
I'm playing a peasant farmer.
Exactly.
So
So
here's the rules for rolling. If you do it on your D&D Beyond, if you click on choose a generation method, there's manual rolled, or you can use, there's manual rolled, right? However, the way you roll for your abilities is you take 4d6, you roll it, and you take out the lowest roll, and you add up the remainder.
Okay.
Now, if you roll a 1, you can re-roll that one time. So if you roll like a 5,
Twice a one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
press
know.
my hand again.
so for example, this would have been a 13. However, if I'd rolled 2 1s, I could re-roll both those ones, but only one time.
If you roll 1-1, you can roll.
You can re-roll it one time. Anytime you roll a 1, it can be re-rolled once.
And that is why I should probably play a halfling everyone. Assuming they wouldn't get that free anymore, would they?
Exactly.
Never mind.
That,
I never
we'll
played a
talk about
halfling
that
either.
when we get to that.
how many rolls you said?
You're going to roll it 6, so you're going to roll 4 dice 6 times.
I only have
She's
the
got
one.
a shit ton of d6s.
Yeah. here's
I was gonna
here's
say-
2 more.
I have 3 now.
There you go. Now you have 4. Now, roll those 4d6.
And you said it's based off the lowest and add up the rest.
Nope. So what did you roll?
A 5, a 2, a 4, and a 2.
Take away one of the 2s, and that's what you roll. It's a 12.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
2 5s
Oh
and
my
a 2.
God, that's 2.
Now, you don't have to place it in your ability slot yet.
Well, it's a 5, a 4, and a 2.
So that's 11.
Yeah.
So you've rolled 11. Now do it again with all 4 dice.
Take away the lowest.
So what'd you roll?
2, 3, 4, 5, or
Take-
6. Sorry, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Yeah, take away the 2. And then what's the other 3 add up to?
3, 7, 13.
Okay, 13. Do it again.
I'm opening my pencil.
You can go grab a pen.
Here you
There you go.
go. Oh, I had to finish
Hey,
rolling
if you
them.
need a paintbrush, she's got 182 of them.
I have a bunch of them.
Oh, there you go.
You
There
know
it is.
that. I just don't have the
So
really
what'd you
good
get
fine
for your
print.
third roll?
14.
14.
I didn't roll any 18s, but I did roll 2 16s, 2 14s, and 2 11s. So I'm not upset. Very above average.
My fifth, my
just
fourth
rip off
roll
the
is
back piece.
15.
And keep in mind, you don't have to put them in the ability slots yet.
No, I'm just
Okay.
I'm writing them down right
Gotcha.
now.
You're noting them. Okay, 15. Actually, these are good rolls. These are solid rolls.
Did you roll an 18? I'm jealous.
I'm so I got 2 1s, I can re-roll one of them, right?
Both of them.
Both of
The
them.
first time you roll a 1, you re-roll them
4
one
and drop the
time.
lowest.
Oh, that's much better.
You roll 4, drop the lowest, and you add
11. I think that's 11. 5.
and you re-roll
8.
ones.
So you have an
Yeah,
11, a 13, a 14, a 15, and 11.
For instance,
So
I have.
So
I actually have an 11, a 12, a 13, a 14, and a 15.
Okay, close enough. Okay, there you go. So roll one more time.
Holy crap!
you had
That's
2 4s,
interesting.
All right, what do you get? What do you get?
4,
So it would
6.
be,
Is that 14? Or no, that's 16. I got a 16.
Nice. All right.
I
Now
literally
take,
just got 11 through 16.
now take note of your ability scores. Do not put them into the ability sections yet. Because now what you're going to do is once you're
Or
done.
do I
rolling-
still need these?
No, not that volume.
Here you go. Thank you.
Yes.
They went right over my head how I'm supposed to roll again.
brain.
4d6.
I did that, and I got
Take away the lowest that you roll. However, if you roll any ones, re-roll those ones one time.
you don't have 3 4s and 6.
You just take away one of the 4s,
Take away one of the 4s.
so you
It is
have
14.
Yep.
14. I think I've done this too many times.
Yeah.
Why, you're already done? She's already done too.
Yeah.
So now that you have the home tab set to limit what you can choose from,
Mhm.
right? And now you have an idea of your ability scores. Now we're going to take a look at species. And if you click on species, you'll see all the core rule choices for species as well as the expanded rule choices. And you'll notice that Haragon is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And when you click on Haragon, you'll notice ability score increases languages and alignment. These species follows the new options for character creation first, blah, blah, blah. So it's just telling you the Haragon traits. But you'll notice now, creature type, you are a humanoid, your size, your speed, hair trigger, you can add your proficiency bonus to your initiative rolls.
Still a thing.
Leporine senses.
Mhm.
You have proficiency in the perception skill.
Mhm.
You have lucky footwork, and you have rabbit hop.
Yeah, those were all things that were there
Right,
before.
because they're in
Yeah,
the expanded rules.
Ah.
See where I'm going?
So I still-
Now, if you wanted to be something from the core rules, let's say you wanted to be, let's go with orc, right? Because we knew they used to have all these bonuses if you went with orc. I'll fucking divorce you.
What does it keep you doing?
Stop.
Okay.
I think it would
so
be fun if you
No,
did.
for the newbie, what's the bad experience? I
the
want to know.
Kinko is basically a minor bird. It can only speak to you through mimic.
They have to move
They have no language, so they mimic other people with emotion, and you're supposed to understand what that fucker means.
So it's like a ditto.
Sure.
With words. Okay, so the best way to be able to play with that would probably be completely digital and copying, like recording everybody's speech and then cutting segments
How
out
is that best? That sounds like hours of torturous work.
for the person who's doing it.
Yeah,
They chose
sounds
to
like
do that,
hours of-
but then they would click what those things
So
what
anyways,
they want to say.
I'm going to pull up under the core rules for orc and describe to you what orc has, right?
Okay.
So orc is a humanoid.
Mhm.
You're medium, 6 to 7 feet tall. Your speed is 30 feet. You still have adrenaline rush, which means you can take the dash action as a bonus action.
Mhm.
You also gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus.
Question.
Yes.
There's a toggle on here that says show legacy content. Do you want to take the show legacy content out, or
Are you talking from the homepage?
No, from the species. When you go to change your species,
Yeah, it does.
one that says show legacy content?
Well, but we didn't enable that.
So,
on the
but it's probably still
homepage.
showing it. Let's click that off and then look at the.
Yeah, let me see if that gets rid of the
when I
expanded
turned it
rules.
off, it just gets rid of legacy content.
Legacy content is not below the page.
It still shows the stuff on Harrington.
Yeah, it still shows everything because core rules is core, expanded is expanded, and critical role is critical role. So my page didn't change.
Does your say I have the toggle on?
I turned the toggle off.
Okay, so we should just turn the toggle off. Not show legacy content.
You can, but it shouldn't change your page any.
Yeah, it doesn't. So
It doesn't.
better not to have it on just in case.
Sure. So when I click orc, size, speed, type, the adrenaline rush, dark vision, you have dark vision with a range of 120 feet,
Mhm.
and then relentless endurance.
Mhm.
There are no stat benefits at all
Mhm.
anymore in the species
Oh
choice.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because
Those are now gone.
Mhm.
Instead, you use the second item, which is background.
Mhm.
If you click on background, you'll notice that there's a choose option that you can choose.
that's
And you'll see critical role, expanded rules, and core rules. These backgrounds now have a whole bunch of different things that can boost up your character,
Oh, yeah, that's good for everybody.
right? That's the one thing me and Brian weren't too thrilled about with their change.
I already chose I'm going to be a pirate, so let's check out pirate.
I'm
I have
gonna
to
be
check
a
something
sharp-
Well, I think that's sailor. I don't even think pirate's an option, is
I
it?
think it is.
It's gonna be a charlatan.
Or at least it was when I was doing this last night. So let me look.
Yeah.
I don't think fairies in these days. I have fairies in the online, but yeah.
So there's sailor under critical role. That's revelry pirate. That might be the one you're thinking of, Caroline.
Revelry pirate. Let me check.
If you go all the way to the bottom of the choices,
It's under elf.
Yeah.
Or expanded reach.
Because it's. I wonder if it's because I have it already on that's cropped out. So it's like if I put something
We'll just have to go back to the 30.
Oh yeah, revelry pirate.
see where that is?
Yeah, I see it.
So like when you click revelry pirate now for
Mhm.
sailor, so
That
you
is-
have the ship's passage background feature.
Mhm.
You're proficient in athletics and perception. You automatically have tool proficiencies in navigator tools and vehicle-based water, right?
Mhm.
And then you have suggested characteristics.
I don't want to double up on perception though. So apparently, I get it with being a herring gun.
But because you went the critical role stack rule,
Mhm.
right? Now take a look at the normal core rule sailor.
Okay.
So the core rule sailor, you have tavern brawler, and you get ability scores increases.
That's cool.
Yeah. So if you go to core rule sailor is going to look different than expanded rule sailor versus critical role sailor.
Mhm.
So they all have these background overlaps, but they're going to be somewhat bit different. The core
Mhm.
rules backgrounds are designed specifically with the thought that species is being treated differently than it was in Legacy, which is in 2014. So background has your ability modifiers now to raise your ability.
Yeah.
So, for example, you get one ability score choice as a sailor. You can either increase 3 scores by 1 or increase two scores by +2 and +1. You see that?
Yeah. But that was an optional from 5e, wasn't it?
No. This is all new. This is backgrounds. This is background choices that you pick at level 1. What you're thinking about is characteristics and background characteristics that used to be in Legacy.
No, like instead of the 2 and the 3 ones or the 2 and 1, that was in your class.
That was in race.
Race. It was in race. Yeah.
Right. That
So
part
they
was
just
in
moved
race.
it over to.
Well, what they
background.
wanted you to be able to do now is to build characters that could be anything.
Mhm.
Like they wanted you to build a pirate, but not force you to be a tabaxi,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
Or they wanted you to be able to build a wizard, but not force you to be an elf,
Mhm.
right? So if you're a human wizard now with a particular background,
Yeah.
you kind of get some of those equal benefits that an elf would get.
Yeah, I think.
And therefore you could build something a little bit more to what you want as opposed to building something that you have to build
Like, cause
in order to take advantage of the scores.
Yeah, because I noticed before the switch happened, like they had the option to do that. Are you guys gonna both be
Let's
fairies?
see when she does that wicked laugh though. That's when I get nervous when she does that wicked
If
laugh.
you guys are gonna be both gonna be pirates, I'm going to have to bring onomatopoeia in here. And I didn't say pirate. I meant if you're both gonna be fairies, I gotta be onomatopoeia. Exactly.
Yeah.
We have
So I'm
3
wondering,
bugbears.
do we have a bugbear with a lantern that has 3 fairies in it.
I can be the wild sorcerer fairy on the onomatopoeia.
I mean, that would be pretty boss.
I can
and that
bring her
would
back.
that would be an interesting anthology because, you know,
I
what
would
if,
never play with her.
what if the lantern was the connection to the anthology, right? What if that pole and the lantern was something that was handed down through generations of
Now I'm
characters?
imagining the pole and the lantern being like the hobo backpack.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
bag who carries it over.
No, let me out this lamp. I'm gonna blow you up.
I like how you looked up for the microphone. That's pretty funny.
No, I'm just.
Except I'm pretty sure bugbears are like deep voices like orcs.
I was. Okay.
Oh,
You just being
okay.
the fairy.
I was kind of. I was.
Bugbears are a bit like these ruddy types that like to, get into trouble,
If
drink a lot.
anybody has ever played Dark Alliance, you'll recognize this line from the first sewer level.
Halt! Guards! Stop the intruders! You cowards!
No. Never
Sounds
played
like
that.
a bugbear.
I'm gonna be talking like this the whole game.
Oh, jeez.
Too soon.
Hey, hey, hey.
Too soon.
No.
Finally put Carolyn in her place.
No.
Work, work. Okay, for the horde.
More work? Okay, my lord.
You now have your ability
Sub,
scores,
Oh,
right?
Not just the lace.
I feel wasted.
The chieftain wants me to go to this, but all I want to do is drink ale and grog.
Darkness called. I tried to stop.
Or-
It's
or-
not darkness. It's he.
The damned stand
Darkness must
ready.
have been screaming.
And
Call.
the campaign is over.
We have now devolved into just a voiceover.
No, so I think the anthology is going to be perfect because this is the type of RP that is going to be a lot of fun. I'm already loving the idea of the bugbear with the 3 fairies. I
Okay,
think that's
I'll be
brilliant.
onomatopoeia.
Yeah,
I can
think-
do it.
think
I just need to remember
I
what
think it's
background I
perfect.
gave her.
I think it's perfect.
Sorry.
So once again,
I'm gonna
you
see
set your
Sosa.
home settings, right? You've got your ability scores, but they're not placed yet. You're going to be fairies and a bugbear, and now you can start thinking about the class that you want to be.
So I have a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
They
Um,
lost.
The language we choose, because I'm doing a custom background.
Okay.
The language we choose, we already inherently speak common.
Everyone inherently speaks common.
Okay, then I can
Correct.
choose whatever the hell I want.
Yeah, that's not a chosen language. That's inherent. Yes.
So Phalos is still here. Excellent. That's what onomatopoeia was.
And you can usually,
Because then they're
you
expanding.
usually stop you can
Maybe.
speak the word that you are. Like you're a bugbear.
Yeah, I would speak bugbear.
Yes. So, for example, you're a fairies, you speak Fae in common. You're a bugbear, you speak bugbear in common.
Technically speaking, I'm also Fae.
Bugbears are Fae?
Yeah, so hold on. I'll go to my
Ah, gotcha.
Sylvan.
because bugbears were let me get to my character. I'm picking
Yeah.
my language. I'm
Well-
trying to think. Well, what do you think we're gonna encounter?
We never know. That's the problem.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
A
so,
bugbear that speaks celestial as a second language.
I mean, that's the whole
The reason
thing.
you have 3 captive fairies is because you were blessed by a Fey god.
Well,
All right,
and the reason-
celestial it is.
So what I love is that you guys can write the same, like you guys can write your backstories, knowing that at the end of your backstory is when you meet, right? So you can still have your origin story as your backstory,
Mhm.
but at the end of it, it's how you meet the bugbear.
Yeah.
Right? How
Yes.
you come to be
Together.
protected in the lantern as a group and the journey that the bugbear is currently on. That way you don't have
It
to
all
have
comes
these
how-
elaborate kind of strange kind of backstories that I then have to weave together because I'm going to use the anthology to weave different sets of characters that you are after.
I think you go to college. You've been wanting to.
Excuse me.
That is hilarious.
Paladin.
You're gonna be a buff fairy.
I'm Sorks.
I feel like it would be
You
more
are
funny
cler-
if they just
you're
wrote on my
cleric,
shoulder
I'm short.
everywhere.
We good.
No, but so when I go to species under creature type, I'm humanoid, but also a goblinoid.
Yes.
My size is medium. My speed is 30 feet walking speed. I have dark vision up to 60 feet.
Yep.
I have Fey ancestry.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm long limbed. I'm a powerful build. I am apparently sneaky.
Yeah.
And I have suppress attack.
There you go. We're not done yet.
That's a second.
So now we want to think about what class you want to play, right? Because once you identify the class that you want to play, then you go back to your ability scores, plug in the scores that match the idea of the class that you want to focus on.
So I have primary abilities, paddle,
Correct.
untamed,
Correct.
script, or
In that order.
I get fairy magic. Woo!
Or is it charisma, strength, and wisdom? Because you spell cast off charisma, right?
Sorcerer.
I don't know
your class.
paladin.
I think charisma should be your highest
Uh,
score for a paladin.
It should say at the beginning what your things should be.
Primary ability.
Okay, so strength is what you're going to be hitting with all the time. Charisma is what you're going to be.
Spellcasting.
Yeah,
Pretty sure it's charisma, like bards.
Yeah, it is spellcasting, but your spellcasting doesn't really matter as much because it's not something that they're saving from. Because you're putting
Right. Because you're expending spell slots through your divine
Smiting.
spellcasting. So yeah, you're yes, strength, charisma, and wisdom.
I would
Yes.
go strength, constitution, and charisma. Honestly,
Well, but it's a core stack.
yeah.
You always want to use your highest scores
Mhm.
for your core stack.
Mhm.
And I recommend everyone not make wisdom your dump stat.
Never.
Because in spells,
Never
half of the spells are
Jason
wisdom
makes
based.
wisdom. Never.
Yeah.
Jason.
What about for a barbarian?
That's why I actually like
Well, I
playing
mean, you could be
clerics.
a clever barbarian. You don't have to be an idiot barbarian.
See, that's actually why I like playing clerics and druids because they already high buff their will, wisdom.
The one aspect of your real life that you always let bleed into your fantasy life is your charisma dump stat. Magic is now 3 schools: divine,
Yeah.
natural, and arcane.
Arcane the source?
What are you playing?
Sorcerer.
I think you're arcane.
Wild magic sorcerer.
Yeah,
I have a
so I think-
problem.
What?
I can't choose 16 as a number.
Why not?
It only goes up to 15.
Then you're
You're here.
There's something on
you're
your
in the wrong one.
settings. Yeah.
Up here?
Oh no, I gotta go to manual, right?
Yeah, you need to go to manual roll.
Yeah.
You're
There you
in point by or something like that.
Yeah.
I knew
And if
exactly.
you go to manual
what it
roll,
did.
all you gotta do is just plug your numbers in to those boxes where you want them to go.
I had a pencil. And it's gone. Oh, you have my pencil.
Like
You
rangers
gonna
are
need it again?
nature-based casters now.
Huh?
You said you're a sorcerer?
Yeah.
Um,
Onomatopoeia. Boom.
She played on one field.
Yeah,
Remember?
no, I know. Spell casting.
It's charisma.
From your innate magic, you can cast spells. Sorcerer cantrips of your choice. Spell slots, prepared spells. Spellcasting ability, which is charisma.
Do we roll for points? I mean, roll for hit points.
Not at level 1. You max out your hit points for level 1. Then you start rolling after level 1.
I think this is a fairly good.
So,
So
as a barbarian, it's a D12.
Yeah,
So it's automatically a 12. And if you have any con modifiers, you add your con bonus to it as well.
All right. I need a proficiency.
so hold on. So I add 12 onto the score.
No, your hit points.
So I'm adding my constitution directly to my hit points.
No, so
I'm confused.
yeah. So normally you'd roll a D12 for your hit points.
Right.
At level 1, I let you max it.
Okay.
So you automatically get 12 hit points.
Okay.
Now your con, if it has a modifier of +1 or higher, then for each of that modifier amount, you add that to your hit points.
So I start with 13. I have a +1.
Correct. So you now have 13 hit points.
So I put 16 into my strength because that's my
Yep,
strongest
for a
stat.
barbarian,
15 into my constitution because that's my other.
Yep.
14 into intelligence, 13 into wisdom, 12 into charisma, and 11 into dexterity.
I would.
My question to you
dexterity
is-
would be a lot higher.
is the traveler's clothes that I'm gonna get. Does that count as armor?
No.
So then I don't need to raise my dexterity. I get a +10 bonus.
So my understanding is, well, no, that means your armor class is a 10.
If the travelers if the travelers clothes don't count as armor, then
On that question.
So barbarians armor class is based off their dexterity. Technically, barbarians never actually have to wear armor because of their dex. So
The higher your dex, the better.
right. So strength, it should be strength, dex, and con is what you want to go.
okay.
Yep. So your primary is strength. Your saves are strength and con. So what you really want to kind of do is do strength, dex, and then con. Is really the route you want to take. Because then your armor class is going to get a lot better.
So should you think dexterity should be higher than constitution?
Yes. Because you can always pick a background that allows you to kind of bump up those things that you want them to be a little bit higher. So for example, now that you know you want to be a barbarian, you have an idea of your ability scores, you go back to background, you might want to pick, under the core rules, either soldier or guard. Because like guard, you have proficiency in athletics and perception, and then you get to improve your ability scores. If you go soldier, you choose your gaming feat, but you get a granted feat called Savage Attacker. Savage Attacker, you trained to deal particularly damaging strikes once per turn when you hit a target with a weapon. You can roll the weapon's damage dice twice and use either roll against the target. It's a way of you just being a better fighter. And then, of course, you can pick ability scores. Now, Barbarian being a martial class, you also get to specialize in weapons as well. And weapon specialties will give you additional damage options when you use them, or additional effects when you use them.
All right, I have a question.
Shoot.
On these weapons, I got pick a weapon proficiency or weapon mastery. It says battle axe, and then in parentheses it says topple. Blowgun, that.
So if you click on those, it'll tell you what it does.
Which should I take?
Oh, those weapon things are so cool. I
They're
played with that a
interesting.
little bit.
I really think they're more to help level 1 play styles than anything else. Because once you get into specialized equipment and magic items and a little bit higher level,
I don't know.
they're
Being
not
able
really
to
that-
slow an opponent for 10 feet with a longbow is kind of broken.
not really. It makes sense.
It's-
It's kind of like a snare.
So if I pick Warhammer with that push, it says you hit a creature with Warhammer, you can push the creature up to 10 feet straight away from yourself, and it is large or smaller.
Correct.
I'm a small creature, and I can push it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Short bows and rapiers can give yourself advantage.
Correct.
It is super
So they
awesome.
created all these new special kind of martial
And what
effects
weapon are you
with
using?
weapons.
That's the weapon.
But I am going to be a sword.
Weapon.
Correct.
I can.
So what weapon mastery does a paladin get?
Uh,
It should say under the class build, I think.
So wait, are we
weapon
going
proficiency.
into background or
We're kind of going back and forth at the
Well,
moment.
remember,
It says
the-
for paladin
the home
training.
tab allowed you to set your sources. You then rolled your ability scores, right? And then you can look at your background and look at your class and look at your species and start aligning with the idea of what you want to be. And I think that's under expanded rules, so that's doable.
So I'm doing Phalos for my background.
Okay.
That says I'm allowed to pick an instrument.
Okay.
Would it be weird for an onomatopoeia fairy to have a wargong as her instrument?
Well, keep
choice?
in mind it's size parity. So even if you pick a wargong, it's sized for you to use it. It's not like you're using a giant orc wargong
Okay.
as a
okay.
fairy. That's
Oh
not
my
really how it
god,
works.
that'd be great
But
though.
yeah, think about it. It'd be great.
No, because you wouldn't even be strong enough to pick up the thing to hit the wargong.
I
That would be
know.
over.
I know. Okay, it's funny in my head.
Yeah, well, everything's funny.
Well then I can pick it up.
I don't want to go into. Anyways,
So what? That's not what I meant at all. So we're at starting equipment.
This is actually closest favorite part. So weird that you're going strength, charisma, and wisdom. So weird for you.
It's fun to have a strong character that just beats things up. I did it. It was great.
That's what I'm doing.
I played that character. It's fun.
It's
Especially
also the best one to use to learn.
yes.
It's not overwhelming. There's not a lot going on, but you still have versatility to do different things. The other part that's important in the game is because I'm not one of those DMs that forces you into continuous combat all the time, because that will get boring very quickly. Your that big skill stack that you have, that skill stack has value. So, don't necessarily ignore those other skills that will come in handy. Perception, survival, nature, animal handling, insight, investigation. Those all matter in the telling of the story. The world. Do we want to play in Exandria?
I think you chose Exandria as a thing that was part of the rule set. So, I mean, makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could. I chose it because I wanted to be an option.
Mhm.
So I threw Critical Role in there.
Dex is my first.
Oh.
Is it?
Well, either that or intelligence.
No, it's okay because if you actually roll lower than me in initiative, that means I can go boom before you run up there and get yourself
Keep
killed.
in mind, you can also pick your background to augment some of those
That's
abilities.
true.
So if you haven't done your background yet, right, you can still use those as an augment. What background did you go with, Evan?
No, I ended up not doing it. I went with veteran mercenary.
Okay, cool. Which one? Veteran Mercenary. What is that?
It's down in expanded, I believe, or mercenary veteran. Sorry.
Oh, that's fun. Ooh. Let me see. Oh, nice. Look at that.
When should I put that? Because it's a huge list to go through.
So you're going what route again? You're going Paladin. So you might benefit from. Where's that one? You could benefit from Noble.
I love Noble Paladins. I love that creature. It's my favorite.
Noble's nice because you get a extra feat. You get what's called a
3 feet.
smart ass.
I mean,
So
would know.
origin feat, you gain. You get what's called an origin feat. So you gain proficiency in any combination of 3 skills or tools of your choice. So the nice thing about that is, depending on what kind of paladin you are, you want to go religious based or historical based, or it's still going to tie into your intelligence if that's your dump stat, right?
Right.
Or you can go with tool proficiency.
No, it was Dex with my dump step.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like you get a lot of choices if you go noble. You get a lot of choices for a skill or tool, and then you still get your ability score choices as well. Either +1 to 3 scores, or +2 and +1 to 2 scores.
what's elementalism? That sounds interesting. But I had to read spells now.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because I thought I knew all the spells. I'm like, ooh, this is new.
And keep in mind, expanded rules don't necessarily have a lot of the beefy ability increases like core rules do. Core rules have more of them than expanded rules.
You mean like every so many levels? You mean?
No. If you choose an origin background,
Mhm.
if I go with Phaelost,
Mhm.
There's no ability improvement in Phaelost.
But it still let me put 2 and 1.
I don't know how it did that because it doesn't
So I
show
just
up for
did.
me.
It's not in the actual background. If you go
Add
to
starting
the
equipment.
the ability score, it's if you roll down, it's
So if I pick
So I picked that one
Phaelost
myself.
and then go to ability scores,
we'll scroll down past the rolls. There's an option there.
Oh man. Okay, but I do. It only gives me
I don't see what it's, I don't see it.
Here.
strength, intelligence, or charisma. I can't pick the ability score. It's only strength, intelligence.
Correct.
But those aren't my dump stats.
I know, but that's how background works.
Those aren't my dump stats.
As things fall all over the table.
Oh, that's because I don't have.
I'll extract the big one.
Well, intelligence.
But you didn't really get to choose your ability. It automatically just gave you those two abilities.
Oh, I put those in.
I don't understand how you were able to do that because I can't do that.
I don't know. It was there, so I did it.
Well, I picked Fey Lost
Mhm.
to prove that it doesn't have the ability to increase scores.
And I went, like that's what I chose. You know, it's the background I chose. They lost, and then I went over to abilities, and
You wanna put
it was
Terry
after
next to you?
after rolls. You know,
He'll just sit.
and
Did
before
you pick your class yet?
I did. I
What?
picked sword.
Sword. Okay, let me do that. I wanna match what you're doing and see if I missed something.
I'm gonna have a little fairy on my shoulder shooting lightning bolts at people.
What were the traits that
Saying
you?
boom.
What skill proficiency did you pick?
No proficiencies. I chose persuasion and arcana.
And Arcana.
Mhm.
Okay.
I haven't chosen any spells yet.
What species did you go with?
Fae.
They under expanded rules.
Let's see. Species.
Fairy, right?
Yeah, fairy. There are several ways to spell fairy. Fairy, fae, 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 fae.
When I go to abilities,
All are correct.
oh, that's interesting. It doesn't activate that ability score increases one choice origin until you pick everything else first. It's not an active window. Until
I didn't
everything,
I didn't even notice that because
Yeah.
I'm just used to it
Because I was
being.
going in, I was like, because even after I put in ability scores, it didn't do anything. But as soon as I went and picked class and species, then it showed me the ability score increase.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't even notice that because I'm so used to going back and forth in my character creation that I didn't even notice it wasn't there until I did it.
So that's probably how they're compensating for the expanded rules.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because I'm used to doing that instead of like going with
Oh my
the.
god, the amount of time that people are going to spend combing through backgrounds now. Not to mention you can homebrew backgrounds. What a nightmare that would be.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just
I don't think so.
it's fine.
I guess it just
Are you okay over there, Rach?
I
She's
chose
the
the haunted one for a very good reason.
she's the dog in the burning building.
Haunted one.
I love that one.
basically, it's like a charisma-based thing where it's
Did you choose the one where you
Heart
hear
of
voices that only
darkness?
you can hear? I did that.
if people look in my eyes, basically, even if they want to attack me, they won't. I look so friendly to them that I look so pathetic that they'll
Heart
help
of
me.
darkness. Those who look into your eyes can see that you have faced unimaginable horror and that you are no stranger to darkness. Though they might fear you, commoners will extend you every courtesy and do their utmost to help you. Unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them, they will even take up arms to fight alongside you should you find yourself facing an enemy alone. I'm trying to like imagine a fairy with that ability.
Yes.
That is so cool. All
And
right,
she's a cleric.
that's cool. Fey cleric, haunted one.
a Fey haunted
She's
cleric.
seen some
There you
stuff. I feel like
I've tried to help people, and they kept dying and dying, and now I'm
You know
Literally-
your artwork should
Literally,
be,
we're gonna get
your
into
artwork should be a Fey in like
army gear.
in like a soldier's uniform, like seeing thousands of years of war, like a bandage over your eye and like scars, and your wing is broken at the tip,
there's
and
just one. That's
your
what I'm always on. his
gear,
shoulder. It's just
like
a
your
broken
gear is
thing.
all shredded.
and if I don't want to fight, I just pick you up and put you in front of me. Look at her.
I just-
Can you help my friend?
Just like hanging.
I am
there,
trying to
or
help
just
this little
I'm
one
just
fight.
so
Yeah,
good.
there's a bugbear in front of a merchant stall holding up a Fey haunted one, and the merchant's like, "Here, take this. Here, take this. Here, take this. Here, take this."
Just
Like the opposite
Thank
of
you.
a murder hobo.
thank you.
You're like you're a klepto hobo. Yeah, you're a thief hobo.
I do speak French, yeah. So
Oh, are you bribing him with gummies? Because he wants to come play with my stuff. Well, at least there's not a shitload of cords to trip over anymore, which is nice.
Because the Feylost is an old one. That's why it's still in here, huh? Is it old
Uh,
background?
Not that it's an old background, it's part of the expanded rules.
Okay.
So once again, 2014 is legacy, 2024 is core. Any rule that doesn't go into either one of those is now expanded.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of third-party creation is
Right,
what
right,
they're
right.
compensated for.
Hmm.
And because they didn't, I think, I don't know if this is true or not, but maybe because they didn't know how to classify them within core and legacy, they didn't really have a
So
way
they just
of
get to keep their
managing
old
it.
stuff.
So they're like,
they
okay,
pulled
keep
the
it.
Disney and threw everything they didn't understand into the expanded universe.
Yeah, exactly. And they just kept it in its own little place to use at
What's
will.
your
or if you
hair
want to.
color?
White.
What's your hair color?
Purple.
What's your hair color?
Black.
Okay. So
Well, his whole body is black fur.
yeah.
French
So
black.
white, purple, and black. I need a.
Or Sasquatch fur, I think. Right?
Like blackish, like really
And
dark.
shades of black.
Like yeah.
Okay.
Think of
So purple, dark black with shades of varying black,
White.
white hair.
I see shit.
think of more like
what?
I see
Oh,
shit.
think shit.
think of more of like a dark
leave.
like a
I'm
dark,
only 12.
like a darkish gray.
Hmm.
think of like a darkish gray.
Yeah. Chomping on that G.I. Joe cigar. Anyone got a light? Haven't had that light in 182 years.
I feel like my character's hair has to be red.
And I'm only 12.
God.
It has to be red because she goes boom.
Because she goes boom.
Yeah.
Who's going to do the artwork for you guys? Who can do the digital artwork?
I
for
can do
these?
my digital art. If
Why
you
can't
guys
you do the others?
I can do the others if they want me to. I'm not going to force my art on anyone.
I'd like to use it on the studio for when we meet next Monday.
I can draw too, but I also have.
Has to be digital though.
I also have tiny berries. I have lots of tiny berries.
Well, I need digital artwork to put next to you.
All right, guys.
In the studio.
I'm going to write down our characteristics
My
here.
spellcasting ability, I get to choose.
But you don't get 6 months to figure it out.
Yep.
You get a couple days.
It doesn't take me 6 months. The only reason it took me so long to draw that is because they wouldn't give me the details on their characters.
And that's fine. That's when you make shit up.
I told them to tell.
Make shit up.
I didn't.
Make shit up.
That's not what.
Make shit
I
up
cater
and
to
ask
people's
if they
wants.
like it. Here, I gave this rhino white hair. Does this work? Oh, okay. See how that works?
Here, I'm the DM. Let me just put you in your place.
Oh, no, I never do that. No. I might pick up 100 dice and roll them without saying anything.
What is happening?
I won't do that. No.
I'm gonna be the only one freaking out at everything.
See, there's a tail with a line, so and there's horns at the screws. You said that.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that for a second. What?
What background did you choose again?
I'm a veteran mercenary,
Veteran mercenary.
or mercenary veteran. Sorry,
Say what?
I'm a mercenary veteran barbarian bugbear. Oh, let me.
It's too big for you. It's just like one body armor piece.
I have black hair,
It's-
brown
but it's a
skin,
shield for you.
green eyes. I'm 8 foot tall.
I like the idea of Reliquary, right? Because
Okay, so
like I think
black hair,
Reliquary works really well for her
Brown skin.
character being a haunted one.
green
'Cause,
eyes.
like maybe it's the small toe of her best friend that died gruesomely. You know, that kind of makes sense. What origin did you go with? Noble? Maybe it's the first gold coin you ever earned, or
8 foot.
it's the crown of the
300
person
pounds.
that you defeated in like some contest,
And then
you know, that
I'm
you wear
40
around
years.
your neck.
And I'm
Like
male.
make it play into your backstory. It'd be kind of fun. Well, no, you'll just give me what you think you want, and then I'll
I
let
guess that is
ChatGPT write it for you.
All right.
Just in case if you want to go with it, my first impression.
I can't write all that down right now.
No, that's fine.
I mean, there's only so much.
Summarize.
You know what I could do
I
is,
do like to have
since
those
we
kind
share
of
it-
details when I'm drawing.
since we share the Discord server, I can literally just screenshot and
Yes.
DM you.
Yes.
It's called technology. Yes, Dan.
Putting all my stuff in curriculum. Good idea is the fact that I am one that
What
they're.
class
What
did you go
background
with?
did you choose, Calista?
I went with cleric.
Cleric? Clerics are wisdom based, right?
Yeah,
For the
I did wisdom.
spellcasting?
I did put most of it in wisdom, but because of like if I can't convince things, I figured.
You did go fairy, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, because then you're relying on all your charisma based skill checks, right? But you've got enough in wisdom to still make your divine spell casting have value. I don't want you to like.
No, I put my
So Evan, this is where I have that conversation with players. There's a difference between being creative and kind of like creatively putting yourself in a corner.
Right.
You know, you want to give yourself versatility, but sometimes even a foibled built character can have unintended versatility. Sometimes a min-max character only ever allows you to do one thing.
Mhm.
So that's why I prefer everyone to have a little bit of a weird foible in there. Like I like the idea of charisma and wisdom because it still gives you cleric value, but allows the flavor of the charisma of your haunted one to come into play as well.
Because I figured strength and things would.
Yeah. That
What's
makes
your name
sense.
for the Monday night?
I like that.
It's Naika,
And that can
N-Y-U-K-A.
be my thing. I pass on to my children. They're haunted by
Do
ghosts.
not see
Yeah.
you in here.
Or that you pass on the reliquary.
Yeah.
Maybe that's, you know,
I haven't
And-
posted
and-
yet.
and the connection doesn't need to be heritage driven.
In the Monday night's chat.
Like the anthology could be object driven. You know what I mean? That way
Is
you
that
don't
you?
have to feel like you're locked into like
Then it
the
wasn't
the
Naika.
trophy kind of family
It is.
tree.
Your
anthology.
name on the server
It
is
could just
Thea.
be-
Still Thea.
Like I can narrate the next group of characters.
I
You know,
forgot.
like
Anyways.
you're in the merchant shop and you see this cool little crown on a silver chain, and you pick it up. You know, you read the inside of it, and you know
I
it's,
shouldn't
it's,
have done
it's got the
this.
engraving of your haunted one name on the inside of it. You know, and then it passes on to that character. But we can drop little enchanted magics in it. So maybe the new character has strange dreams, or on occasion can speak Fae and don't know why they can speak. You know what I mean? Like you can build little anthology threads into it. Make it. And I mostly want to make this so that, you know, every 15 to 20 sessions we're building new characters for you guys. That way you can experience other character types.
Gotcha.
I gave my character green skin and electric blue eyes with red hair.
Well, you won't. You definitely won't stand out.
Good. I'm glad.
There's gonna be a ring that says
Nothing
"Every
my
great creature."
Yeah.
Okay. So we're all fairies. What is the average height of a fairy without me having to look it up?
Small.
I know it's small, but it's like 2 inches. Is it 2 feet? That's what I'm
2
saying.
feet and under.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like if we're all
Because it kind of matters if you are small, but within the characteristics of small, it's more flavor.
Yeah.
So for the purposes of game mechanics,
Mhm.
small can pass through anyone bigger than them. So that's a mechanic that has value. However, if
I
you're
mean-
2 feet tall,
I
It
meant
doesn't
like
matter.
I
You're
meant
still
like the
small.
tallest. I meant the tallest
Unless
height I can be, which is 8
he
foot as a
decides to
bugbear.
carry you around on his shoulders,
Mhm.
then maybe you would only want to be a foot tall.
Yeah.
Right?
are we
for the
in
flavor.
like, are we inches? 'Cause
No,
we're
that's
fairies?
boring.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's too obscure.
Okay.
It makes it
I'm
It,
gonna.
it takes the physics of the fantasy physics out of parody with what you want to do.
Mhm.
You can't open doors.
I'm
You can't
moving-
open windows. You can't ride horses.
Exactly.
You can't. You know what I mean? Like a 2 foot tall Fey creature can do a lot more.
I already have
than a
one fairy that
3-inch
can't.
tall,
I already have
you know.
one fairy that can't fly and will forever be on my shoulder, and I'm gonna have to move them places. So
That's you.
please,
You
for the
can't
love
even
of God,
fly.
do not
Are
make
your
me your
wings,
guys'
like, broken?
babysitter.
Yeah, I was thinking.
That would be pretty cool.
She's
That's why I'm a haunt.
Yeah, yeah.
she has a literal broken wing. That's part of her background.
I love it.
Okay, I've got to put that on there.
He's a veteran, so it works. I found him in battle.
Yeah.
My character is going to be 1 foot 3.14 inches.
She saved my life, and now I'm indebted to her.
You're welcome.
He's addicted to my.
Every item you find will be usable by medium.
1 foot 3.1 inches.
Done with you.
Wait, you
Cancel.
think it could be 1 foot? It's
That's
so
true.
small.
As long as you're a foot or
Yeah,
taller, I
I'm
think parity makes
It's
sense.
like 1 foot.
If you want to be a 6-inch sprite, you can be.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, you might as well make strength your like an 8
Mhm.
for parity purposes. But
Mhm.
you know,
Oh,
it's not like you're going to be able to open a large iron door. You're going to buzz over to his ear and go, "Could you open up this door for me?"
I want.
And then he opens it, and then a giant tiger eats him, and he dies.
No, it's funny.
Well,
when
she's the quiet one, right?
No.
I feel like
No. Yeah.
I
Okay.
feel like whichever one the quiet one is gonna have to roll for me to be able to hear them.
Willa was the quiet one.
And next
Anna
thing you know,
Maria
next
is
thing you
not.
know, this is gonna be the fun part. Next thing you know, they're gonna fail the check, and then I'm gonna roll to SWAT, at a fly, what I think is a fly by my ear.
With a squished red-headed fairy on it. I thought it was a dragonfly. That was terrible.
I thought it was a horsefly.
Should I give Bass like
No, he's got his little marbles.
He is
Yeah, he's
chaos
playing marbles.
incarnate.
He's good.
How long do fairies live? I think they have a human lifespan. I think they live
Well,
forever.
keep in mind, the lifespan doesn't really matter because it's an anthology.
I
What are we
know,
doing
but
now?
It might matter in an anthology, you know.
So, equipment. At level 1, you can have starting equipment if you want it. Or you can just have a pocket full of gold, and we can blend that into the campaign.
I have 2 hand axes,
Okay.
dice, javelins, and a maul.
And be sure if you have any armor or weapons or a backpack, you set it to use, wield, or wear. Otherwise, it won't update your stats.
I would like a other dimension where I can pick out all the gold horned dragons live.
I'm starting to lose and job chainmail. I don't really.
I'm taking bird pipes as my instrument.
Well, think about the semi-truck that you're riding on. Do you really think stealth's an issue? Oh,
Yeah,
give me a moment. I
no,
want to sneak into the
no,
shop here.
no,
Oh,
literally, my starting strength score, yeah, but a longsword for you, you're a fairy.
I got caltrops. I'm gonna
A
throw
longsword for a fairy.
I'm gonna throw down a bunch of D4s.
Keep
Still,
in mind,
your
your
longsword's
caltrops
gonna
will
be
be
about
the
yay
equivalent
long
of
for the
effective
blade.
fairies. Parody of something.
She's
As
gonna
soon as I
have-
get them.
Hey,
Yeah, you can.
Jason, she's gonna have a pig sticker for a longsword.
Yeah. Who? That was like, what was Ivar's mouse folks' name?
So just a miniature.
Tobias. Yeah, all of his. He had a sniper rifle
Oh, that's amazing.
that he had to set up on a stand to actually use it. And whenever he'd shoot, his whole body would flutter, and then he'd land and take another shot. His body would flutter and land and take another shot. But he could hit you like,
But
1,200 feet
it's
out.
funny. It's funny you say semi truck. My starting strength score is 17.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I got an
My
11.
dex is
That's my lowest score.
my dex
Parity.
is 16. My constitution's
strength.
15.
That's my strength.
I'm pretty smart for a bugbear. I have 13 to my
Well, no, you're
intelligence.
You don't
pretty
need
smart
it.
for a
Got them.
barbarian.
Yeah. So 13 to my intelligence, 12 to my wisdom, and 11 to my charisma.
And that's the other fun. So we're gonna, since we did the critical role active button, we're gonna do Marquette, and we're gonna do the southeast area of Marquette. And I've got the Panagrip Sands and the what's that other one called? The Panagrip Sands, the border between the Panagrip Sands. I will eventually, yeah.
Panagraph?
And the Ashenador Mountains, because I wanted to pick an area that had a significant armed incursion in its history. And the keep on the borderlands is this lone keep that was the only surviving keep of the war, and it now holds the peace between the east and the west.
I'm just gonna say I think it's ironic that I just threw desert out there and now we're in a desert.
Well, not technically in a desert. You're in the border regions of a mountain area and a desert area.
Think of more of like a savanna.
A little bit like, and there could be savanna-like topography, but the whole idea is that there's this one like lonely hill setting with this ancient
King of
keep
the hill?
on it with a village around it, right? And running right past this village and keep is an east-west road that caravans from the west come out to the east, caravans come from the east out to the west. But because it suffered such a traumatic war over a long period of time, called the Strato Wars, there's all this kind of like areas of chaos in between here and
funny
there.
that that's the name of the war.
I feel like you're gonna be using me like the
Yeah. Every time I want something from a merchant, look at this little one. Don't you want to help her?
Now look, buddy, this cost me 10 gold to make. Oh, that's so sad. Here, you can have it.
I feel like in that instance, like I'm gonna have to roll a charisma check to make them look at you, or persuasion check.
So
They know.
my words are just gonna be loud, like the world's
Sure.
cold.
Oh, that's terrifying. I
think
just-
we
I just
should
rolled-
have
You haven't asked me
characters'
for a
ultimate
dragon.
goal
I
to
just
make you
rolled my
smile.
d20 for the fun of it, and I got a 1.
Or a large toad, or a large ant.
Oh, am I to take?
Oh, you don't have any pet? No.
Do we get to do?
Technically,
We
you're
are-
only-
he's your pet.
Yeah,
I'm the pet.
Do we get to have the?
Technically, I'm her pet because she saved my life on a battlefield.
Yeah, we all
No, we're not gonna. So let's talk about some homebrew rules, okay?
Okay.
Even though we're not playing with homebrew rules.
Well, it's,
No, we
it's
will.
Outside,
all right.
it's outside of the actual.
outside of the D&D the D&D Beyond. These are the table homebrew rules. Gambler's Luck for sure. I think that one's a lot of fun. So whenever you roll with advantage or you roll with disadvantage, doubles are automatically critical in combat. So even though their AC might be a 19 and you roll double 11s, that's a critical hit. Okay? However, there's double ones, which is epic fail. Double 20s is epic success. I get to narrate those out. Okay.
Everybody had to make us like, if you liked it, you approved. If you didn't like it,
Right. Now I'm just going to make it narratable for me so I have a little fun with it.
So when the crits, it's like it's full damage plus a roll, or
So that's the Gambler's Luck for rolling doubles during advantage and disadvantage in a combat encounter.
Uh-huh.
The other homebrew roll is max crit. Max crit means whenever you do a critical hit in combat, you automatically max out your dice and then roll those dice and add it to your max out dice. So let's say you do a D10 and you did a critical. You automatically do 10. And you roll a D10, you add that to your 10. Let's say you roll an 8, that's 18. Let's say your modifier is a +4. That means you do 22 points of damage. So
My
that's
brain
called the
hurts.
max crit rolls.
Yeah, I'll explain it again.
It'll be a lot easier when we get in your first combat encounter.
My brain hurts.
I
it is
know.
a lot for a first player, and we apologize.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. I apologize. Do you apologize?
Nah.
I apologize then.
because I know at some point he's probably gonna have to explain it because
Why are you flipping me off? I apologize.
Just in case. Cover all your bases.
Just in case you screw me over at some point.
Yeah, she will.
You're gonna say boom.
Well,
like,
she's
she's gonna say boom trying to target something.
Onomatopoeia.
I want to go Pia.
Sure. Pia for short. Remember? Pia for short.
Oh yeah, Pia.
I've got to pee.
Character.
Pia for
So
short.
there's Gambler's Luck. There's Max Crit. All cantrips
Well,
are
you
a
do
bonus
it.
action. Now, another.
No, you put it in there. See,
Um,
now I'll do it.
you don't have to.
Good job.
that's in the DC 20 game.
Oh,
We're doing normal action economy in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not doing the.
As fun as
the-
that is to do.
Yeah, we're not doing the 4 AP for this. Mostly because we have a new person learning.
And we don't.
Maybe with a second anthology series, like when we kick off the next group of characters, maybe we can talk about adding that. But I feel like with a newer player, that should learn the basic action economy first, and then we can switch to the others.
I love that.
you tried that. That didn't work.
That's a critical role thing.
Compelled rule, yeah.
Did you?
You're a cleric, right?
Yeah.
Are you actually going to heal people?
But she can't freaking fly.
But she's not going to heal either,
I'm just gonna do those.
so you're useless.
Except for haggling with
So
merchants.
you're a cleric that's not going to.
She's literally a living
Oh,
tool
man.
to get free items.
I can take care of it. A willing creature you touch uses bravery. So the spell ends creature is immune to the frightened.
I heard heroin.
Heroism.
It's for her.
And
Did we not say she was a drug addict? We didn't mention that, right?
She's addicted to spice.
Actually,
So
It
because you're
dulls
going to be
the pain.
riding my
He's-
shoulder, I can't be feared anymore.
he's addicted to pixie dust.
Well, you can. So.
Pixie farts.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she can't because it's a concentration spell,
Oh.
Just
and she might
twist her
not.
up
She
a
might
little.
have other things she might want to concentrate.
she concentrates on
Well, careful, bud.
concentrating on-
Well, some of them are like. Is that a new thing? You don't have to concentrate on smite anymore.
I don't see concentration on any of my smites.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so a lot of what paladins used to do as an action is now a bonus action. A lot of what used to be concentrating on action smites are now just bonus action smites.
Smite is a bonus action.
Yeah.
A lot of them were bonus
Take
actions
immediately
anyways,
after hitting a creature
Do you want it
with a
out?
melee weapon or an unarmed
Right.
strike.
Instead of waiting around like previously,
Mhm.
now it happens on your round.
You should take immediately after hitting it.
I kind of did that anyways, as long as you used it.
No, there were a
cast it
couple
as
smites. There were Wrathful Smite was one,
had
you
to
cast it, and then you'd use it the next round
Ew.
because it was an action to cast.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
So Paladin's got a lot of changes.
I never would have used
Lot
it
of
ever.
Barkeep, the 3-year-old made you a potion.
Oh, and by the way, another homebrew. Taking any potion is a bonus action.
Any potion.
Yes, taking any potion is a bonus action. Pouring a potion to someone else's mouth is an action. However, if you drink a healing potion as an action, you automatically get max health from the potion.
Obviously, I'm not playing a rogue now, but some rogues get that ability to use a item as an bonus action. Would they be able to do that?
As long as it's built in their character stack.
Like, because like you say, as long as you take it as an action, it would be full. But if they have the ability to
Bastion
use
the
an
girl.
item interaction as a bonus action, would they get full?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just asking.
No. So the homebrew rule is any healing potion. This is just healing potions. If you decide to expend an action to drink it, because you're slowly drinking it, you're not like quickly drinking it, then you get the benefit of that, which is, let's say it's a superior potion, right? Instead of rolling dice, you just automatically get 18 hit points back. So there's advantages, obviously, to that. You may lose the action, but you get maximum health from drinking the potion.
Are you taking the second?
So to summarize so far, gambler's luck,
Yeah.
we get crit successes and fails
On doubles,
on
First level,
doubles.
yes, you would still have stuff.
crit one, double ones versus double 20s.
Mhm.
Those are epics.
That's
Epic
it,
success,
leave it
epic fail.
Max crits. Cantrips are a bonus action. Taking any potion is a bonus action. Health potions are max on the action.
Anybody else have any homebrew ideas or thoughts from other games?
That's what I'm trying to find. I'm like, I haven't been able to choose my spell yet.
So everyone has their character sheets in mind. We're still working on spells for Rachel.
Yeah, I need to do spells too because
Okay.
apparently there's not a lot of cool spells. But I can do that on my own time, which I probably will the rest of the night.
That's So an hour and a half has gone by. Thank you all for sitting with us and watching us. These are D&D 2024 core rules with expanded rules, and we've triggered the critical role rules because we're going to play an anthology campaign set in the Ashnodor Peaks and the border region of the Panagrip Sands. And this will be a Keep on the Borderlands homage to the original OSR, I believe from 1979 by Dave Arneson. And I think Gygax is penned in there as well. One of the first original, for those of you that played the basic rule set back in the late 70s and early 80s, you'll recognize the Keep on the Borderlands. There's already been a module released for 5e upgrade to Keep on the Borderlands.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm
He's
fine.
like,
I'm more
getting too
embarrassed than
tall.
her.
I'm getting too tall.
I'm getting too. He always does that. However, we will be using the 2024 core rule set. I have not gotten the DM's guide yet, so I don't know what's going on there. But since I homebrew everything, not really worried about it. And when we come back here next Monday at 7:30, we will be kicking off session 1 of the Keep on the Borderlands, taking place in Marquette on the border region of the Ashnodor and the Panagrip Sands. We will then introduce everyone's characters. We'll do our narrative introduction, and we will kick off. So thanks everyone for coming out. Be safe, be kind, and don't forget, play a game.
Or
Good
else.
night, everybody.
I mean,
or else. Always or else.
If you don't play a game, I'll come and hunt you down.
Boom, bang, crash.